Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me Bhavya and today I'm going to talk about how to build confidence. But before moving on to the video, I want to give a shout out to my friend Joel Jobin who gave me this topic, how to build confidence. Thanks Joel for supporting and liking my content. If you want to get a shout out, do comment in my comment box and you are going to be the next one who's going to get a shout out. Let's move on to the video without a further delay. So I am going to put forward seven valuable points. I hope that turns out to be valuable. And these are some points which I have experienced after multiple exposure, after experience of, getting exposed to multiple debates and multiple speech writing competitions and different things like that. So I'm going to talk about the seven valuable points. Here we go. Number one is people actually think that confidence comes from within. No, it's always like that. You think that okay fine, if I'm thinking that someday confidence is going to come inside me or is going to be there inbuilt in me, and you just want to think and there is nothing that you do for it, you're never going to get confident, my friend. So to get confident, you need to actually build yourself. You need to actually expose yourself into that environment where you actually build yourself as somebody who is confident. Okay, so stop thinking and start taking actions. So how do we take actions, Bhavya? So that is my next point. So if I say you need to take action, that actually means that you need to start working for it. You're never going to be ready. Okay, if you think that okay fine, I'm going to be ready after this particular thing, you think that if I'm going to be ready after this particular era or this particular period or this particular session, it's never going to happen, my friend. You always have to get ready before actually getting ready. So you need to participate before getting ready. I was never ready. Nobody who is such a good speaker, example Sandeep Maheshwari sir, he was never ready, but he actually exposed himself before even getting ready. So first things first, you need to expose yourself without being ready. You are never ready, my friend. We all are never ready, my friend. If you are getting an opportunity that you know what, the exam is going to be day after tomorrow, okay, and if you are given a chance that okay fine, that exam can be held even after a month if you want to, I am 100% sure even I can be, if I can also be in that zone, I'm going to be the one who's going to say, after a month, I'll be okay with it. You're going to do that with. Okay, so that is human nature. We are never ready for exams. We are never ready to face embarrassment. We are never ready to face difficulties. We always want to be in that comfort zone. So you need to come out of that comfort zone and you need to take actions to actually build off something you actually want to. Okay, somebody who wants to lose weight actually needs to go to gym and start working out than just thinking and dreaming, okay, one day I'm going to be thin, one day I'm going to be in shape, one day I'm going to look smart. Nothing like that, my friend, works in this world. You need to start taking actions before dreaming. Stop dreaming and start taking actions is the first valuable point. Okay. The second valuable point that I have experienced is stop taking validations from people. Okay, for example, you got an opportunity to speak in front of 10 people, for example, okay, your friends, and you spoke about a particular topic. Let's say you talk about Bharatiya Janata Party, you talked about any political party, okay, and that people, they are supporting different political parties and they start speaking to you as if like, oh my god, you spoke in that way, oh my god, how can you do that way? Or there is a debate that happens, or there are certain points where people are going to tell you, oh my god, how did you say that? They're going to make faces, and that is the point where you actually fumble. You actually feel like, oh my god, did I do something wrong? Did I do something not the way people were expecting me to? I'll tell you one example. So basically, in my school, when I was in my school, I participated in this competition, okay, Ram Krishna Mission competition. It was a speech competition. So basically, in that, we were given a topic and I had to speak on that. I still remember it till date because that was something which where I fumbled for the first time, and I still remember it. So basically, we were given a topic, and I think it was in Hindi. I remember it was in Hindi, and it was a Hindi speech competition, and I was speaking. Okay, I was obviously seeing to the audience, and the audience were obviously the students who were about to speak the next. Okay, So there was this girl who was sitting just like here on this angle of mine, and I saw her, and then she started making faces, a very weird face. And then I thought, did I just mess up? Like I started questioning myself, and I wanted a validation. And then I looked to the panel. The panel is every time going to be same for every student. They're going to be like, they're not going to make any sort of face. Seeing to that girl, I fumbled. I was like, so this thing happened to me, and here is the time when I fumble. So when you look at people, people are definitely going to make a lot of faces, and they are going to be different. Okay, you will speak and they are going to do their thing. So if you see and then you actually assume something in your head. Oh my god, did I just mess up? Did I just do something which people were not expecting me to do? Then you start assuming things, okay, and that gets into your head, and your brain is actually giving you signals that you are in danger. Brain always want you to be in your comfort zone. Brain always gives you that risky feeling. Okay, when you go to a mountain, okay, when you trek to a mountain, and if you want to like climb, the brain is obviously going to give you that risky zone. Oh my god, what if you fall? What if you fall? It's never going to give you a positive outlook to anything. It's every time going to be negative. So I saw that girl, and then she was making a very weird face, I for the very first time fumbled. And then obviously I did not win that competition because I fumbled, and there were so many students who are doing like fabulous in their job. So I fumbled, and that was the day I felt like, oh fine, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to make a lot of faces. You should not be thinking that, oh my god, that particular person made a face, and that means that I messed up. Okay, stop seeking validation. People are not going to be like, everybody is not your friend, everybody is not your family, everybody is not going to be like, hooray, you're doing right, continue. No, people are gonna be like, normal. Okay, you need to make sure you're doing right. Okay, be your own friend. That's it. That is my second lesson, or I can say second valuable point. Third valuable point is have that self belief. Okay, now how to get that self belief can be something which I can make on the very next video, so why to say it here, but I can just tell you a very small thing, and that is that self belief comes from practice. Practice and practice and practice. That's what my father says. Practice, practice, and practice. The more you practice, the more you're pro. The more you're pro, the more you are very much confident. You are already known about what is going to happen, what is not going to happen. So it's actually you. So you need to throw yourself to the stage. You need to throw yourself to that zone. You need to expose yourself to that. Okay. Stop thinking that I'm going to sink. Start thinking, okay, fine, if somebody just pushes me into the pool, I am going to be the one who is going to swim and not sink. Start swimming and not thinking that I will sink. Okay, I know this happens. I know it is very tough, my friend. I really know that it's very tough, but you need to do that if you want to do that. If you want to be somebody who has some value, if you want to create that value, if you want to create that confidence, if you want to create that, what do you say, that zone, you need to do that, my friend. Happens with everybody, happens with all of us, happened with me, happened with so many people who are so good in this zone. Okay, this is the third thing. Fourth valuable point is stop thinking that if I say something, that is going to be judged. That's what I said. The validation point and judging point is the same thing, my friend. Stop thinking if I speak in this way. Am I thinking that I'm going to be judged if I'm making a video right now? There's so many friends of mine. There is so many viewers who's going to watch this video. Obviously, hundreds of people who are going to watch my video right now. Am I feeling judged how my hair is looking? Am I feeling judged how my frames are? My friend messaged me, change your frames. I just said something which was very hilarious, and then we laughed afterwards. So he asked me to change my frames. Okay. So a lot of people are saying a lot of different things. Some said you are doing very great. Some said something else. Some said, okay, fine, you can make a video on this. There's some people who are speaking about something else. There's some people who are speaking about this or that. Am I stopping? No, right? So you should never stop yourself. Okay. That is my fifth point. Okay, never stop yourself and stop feeling negative about the judgment. Be somebody who is ready to be accepting any sort of constructive criticism. Even if it is a negative criticism, it's okay. It is okay. You are not going to be somebody who's going to impress somebody. Okay. Sixth point is that only. Never speak to impress somebody. Speak to impress your own self. Speak to impress that, oh my God, did I speak in that way? I still remember in my coaching, I got an opportunity. So that was an Independence Day. Okay. And I was sitting in my class. Even that day we were having an exam or something. Yeah, there was a small test kind of a thing, and our teacher, he came up and he said, okay, fine, the test is over, but still we have got time. Is there anybody who can speak on Independence Day? So nobody stood up. Sir asked me to stand up and then speak on Independence Day. I still remember I spoke so brilliantly. I included every point that we studied about, like Champaran movement, about how Mahatma Gandhi did so many different things, about the democracy of India, about political parties, and I included few points which actually came up to my mind that moment. So that day I felt like, oh my God, I have grown in that space. I have grown as a person. So seventh point is, when you speak, think that you are growing. Okay. Never think that you are going down. Just think that, oh my God, whatever I'm saying, I'm growing. I am growing. That's it. You're growing as a person. You're growing as a personality. You're growing somebody who is going to be a 2.0 version. Okay. Whatever you are today, you're not going to be that person after 5 years or after 7 years or after 10 years. But definitely after 5, 7 years, when you go back, when you throw back to your pictures, when you throw back to your videos, when you throw back to your memories, you should be proud of yourself that whatever I was that day, I was hustling, I was working hard, I was actually putting myself into that zone and getting into that arena where I was not in my comfort. I was actually not somebody who was ever thinking that I could be that. Okay. Do you really think that from the childhood I was somebody who can like take up this camera, sit on a place and talk to people? Do you really think that from my childhood I was born with a mic and I was speaking to people? No, right? There was push mechanism. I pushed myself. There were teachers who thought that I can speak. I pushed myself before I got ready. I pushed myself before that that bubble of getting judged. I pushed myself to just get that over of the embarrassment that could come if I speak something which is lengthy, which if I can speak something which is hilarious, which I can speak something which is dumb. But I came out of that. I am still into that maybe, but I don't showcase that because I have become confident in that, and you should also. If I can do, if people can do, you can definitely do, my friend. So people who are underdogs and who feel that they can't, push yourself, my friend. That is the only valuable point after all those seven things. One thing is for sure, and that is you're never ready, my friend. Push yourself to an extent where you feel like, okay, okay, fine, this is not my comfort. You need to expose yourself. Just go, man. You know how to talk, right? You know how to speak. Speak. All you need to do is just speak. Think about, if I'm speaking, I'm just speaking. That's it. So that's all that I have to speak about how to build confidence. If you want any sort of topic that I want to speak about in my next video, do comment in my comment box and definitely going to get a shout out too. So till then, thanks for watching and take care of your health. Bye bye. Thank you so much.